Barrel or nah.
Exciting.
I got this long meandering call on the listener line that I'm not going to bore you with. You know what? Let me take that back. It's not boring,
Yeah.
but it was meandering. I could have edited it down, I suppose, and played it for you. Um, it was around the topic of amuse-bouche. He's like,
Okay.
man, I gone to a couple fancy restaurants. They give us this amuse-bouche. Like, what the hell's with amuse-bouche? You know,
Oh,
all
it's
this question about. But the two examples he referenced were both cold soups. He said one was a tomato
yep.
cold soup, and I'm like, well, that's called gazpacho. And then he's
Gazpacho.
like, there's the other one was a melon cold soup, and I didn't like that one either. So I just thought a better barrel or not is cold soups.
I'm gonna go no barrel, David Lee Scales. I'm going to go no barrel. I've had the gazpacho. I've had as like a tiny thimbleful, as an amuse bouche, definitely as a palate starter or whatever, like palate exciter. I don't even know. Great. A spoon of cold soup. A bowl of cold soup? Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. No barrel, not even in the fanciest iterations of it.
It's a great point. So maybe his call was valid, and I should have played it because you're right. Well, first of all, let's back up. He was not into the amuse bouche and the whole concept of it. I disagree with that. The amuse bouche is great, right?
It's the whole thing. I mean, even that it's yeah, a little thing that's fun from like it excites your mouth, right?
Exactly. That's what it literally translates to. But you nailed it in that it's something that should not be a main course. And a
No.
cold soup, you don't need a full bowl of. You don't even need a cup of it. You
You need a
need
spoon.
a shot glass of it
Yep.
or a spoonful of it. And so there are certain things. Caviar is that way, where it's like, it's great in a small quantity. And so the amuse bouche is perfect because it titillates the palate. You kind of get excited for what's next, but you don't want a second bite of that thing.
Except for I will definitely with cold soups, I will caviar, a good caviar. I could eat by the bowl. When you get a good caviar on like a or what do they call it? The little
Bellini.
Bellini. I was gonna say Bellini, but then I thought, isn't that the drink?
Well,
Uh
Bellini,
yeah,
I'm sorry, Bell is the drink.
yes.
Bellini, as the little pancake, is just Blini.
So
So one
good.
is Bellini and the other one's Bellini.
The Bellini with sour cream and caviar and what like the fixins when you get a good like sturgeon caviar. Oh man, I could eat those like French onion dip.
Yeah, it should be creme fraiche,
Yeah, creme
not
fraiche. Sorry,
sour
not
cream.
sour cream. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I was
Yeah,
getting my French onion dips mixed up with my caviars.
that's true. Yeah, no, I've never been in a setting where I could have a bowl full of caviar, to be honest. The only caviar I've had is in some sort of a dinner party, not a dinner party, like a catering type thing where it's not 𝐒𝐤𝐴. It's like California sturgeon or something like that. Or I would on a special, for Valentine's Day or something, I'll get an ounce of it, of the 𝐒𝐤𝐴, the good stuff. But even then, it's like I can only have a couple of little mother of pearl spoonfuls, but not an actual full serving.
Okay, still have your tinned can of foie gras straight from France that's coming to boardroom to you.
Oh,
Uh,
sweet. Thanks.
Next thing is going to be I'm going to get you a tin of great caviar that where you're not thinking about it by the cost per ounce, where you're
Yeah.
just going to be think about how much can I spoon on my eggs? Because
Okay.
caviar goes with everything.
Because I do like it. So I don't know, maybe I talked about it audibly one time out loud. And so Instagram started feeding me like there's a bunch of caviar companies now that are like direct to consumer and you can get good quality for cheap. But I've not had an occasion to actually pull the trigger and try them. But I'm curious now. Like, can I buy 5 ounces of caviar now and I afford it and they send it right to my door and I can eat it with regularity?
It's so good. It
Yeah.
is really so good. I don't do that, but when I do have the good caviar, I wish that I did.
Yeah. Okay. So the spirit of reciprocity, I have my favorite potato chip and I have foie gras flavor. I'm going to put it in your box over here to give you at the boardroom show.
Boom. Okay,
Okay.
we're gonna have a foie gras exchange.
They're so good. Okay. Barrel or non number two, having a TV in your bedroom.
Barrel. Like I get the whole thing about the bedroom's supposed to be sacred and you're supposed to read, talk if you have a TV or just gonna watch TV. Where else do you watch stinking TV? You get into bed, it's a long day. It's not time to be sophisticated at this point. You turn on your Netflix, you watch your show. It is fun, it's dynamic, it's interactive. I don't know any better way to watch TV than laying in bed. I don't watch
Wow.
TV, in fact, unless I'm laying in bed.
Do you prefer that over watching on a personal device?
Yes, by far. Like personal device, I mean I don't watch TV. I don't watch any sort of TV on any computer, phone, iPad, anything. I watch TV on a TV still. Call me old fashioned, but that's where I watch my TV. I don't stream anything on computer or phone or iPad.
Wow. Okay. I'm going no barrel. No barrel on TV in the bedroom. Total waste of the bedroom. When I go there, it's to go to sleep. You're asking where else would you watch TV? In the living room, in a social environment. Once I go to the bedroom, it's to sleep or not, but not to watch TV.
How are you gonna like nothing makes me happier, to be honest, at this point in my life. I mean, other things make me happier, but right at the top of the happy list is when my wife discovers a show that I don't like and she's watching it and I happily turn over and just shun it and go right to sleep. Feels so good.
Did you ever introduce her to I'm Sorry?
Yeah, I think we went through a whole season of I'm sorry.
Good.
Yeah.
I think there's only 2 seasons.
Yeah, we cruised through the first season. Very funny.
Did she like it?
Yeah, I loved it.
It's so, so ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Okay, final barrel or nah. Taking a silent retreat.
I'm gonna go no barrel. I'm gonna say this is a straight luxury item. And if you're affording luxury items at this point, there's a lot better things than silent retreats. There is fancy other retreats. There is food retreats. There is go drink a lot. There's all kinds of better stuff. If you want to do a silent thing, that should be free. Like you should just go
That's
away for a minute and shut your mouth.
that's fair. So let's include that in this conversation because I'm not saying you pay to go do this thing. I'm just saying, a silent retreat, a retreat from life, a retreat from everything. And I'm going to argue the examples you gave, you're adding things on a food retreat, whatever retreat, you're spending money and you're adding. What I love about the idea of the silent retreat is it's an extraction from everything in life that we've added on. It's a distraction from the phone. Like the reason I even bring this up is talked about no showing for my Chris Burkhardt interview accidentally.
Yes,
He did a silent retreat recently. I think it was in Big Sur for like three
he would.
days.
He would have. He's got the money.
And then I was talking to Scott Bass about Dave Rostovich and the electric acid surfboard test. And he goes, yeah, I went on a couple of surf trips with Dave Rostovich 20 years ago. And the funny thing about him was he doesn't talk on Tuesdays. He takes Tuesdays every week as a silent retreat. And he's with people. It's a surf trip. They're surfing together. He's having meals with them, but he doesn't talk on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I
And
will say
I was like, that's a badass move.
I'm gonna say both Rostovich and Burkhardt are assholes. They are rich assholes who can actually do that. Nobody else can do that. Like nobody who works a regular job. Like, so if you want a silent retreat as a normal blue collar person, guess what my silent retreat is? Uh, I drop daughter does now. It's when your kid gets into sports. You can stand on the sideline or in the lobby or whatever kind of activity they're doing and chat with parents, and that's great. And you come in for that. So she dances now, it's averages, I don't know, sometimes 8 hours a day, but I'm usually not there for eight, but
Crazy.
definitely 4 hours a day between the time we get there and the time I pick her up. So I will drop her off. I will take my book. I will go out in the car and have a 4 hour silent retreat. Like, I'll answer some emails, I'll do whatever. But there's ways to work silence into your life that doesn't inconvenience others, like Chris Burkhardt or Dave Rostovich.
So that was my thought when I put this in my notes and I thought through it on my own was I never want to be an alcoholic, because I would have to give up alcohol.
Yeah.
Like I like alcohol in certain scenarios, and so I don't want to have to just eradicate it from my life.
Yes.
And so I feel like that's an extreme move, so I'm going to moderate so that I can enjoy it in small portions. And that's kind of how I felt about the silent retreat was 3 days. But one Tuesday I could probably get away with. 3 days feels like torture. It feels like I'm trying to teach myself a lesson. And so can't I just distance myself from my phone and distance myself from people for a certain period every day? And so I can live a balanced life on a day to day and not need to take a full, hard stance.
I'm telling you, the best thing is when Austin, whatever sport activity he discovers, because it's going to be something, it's going to be basketball, soccer, there's going to be something that horse riding, like there's going to be something that he gets into. That is the time as a parent, you take your silent retreat. You go say hi to the parents in the lobby. Hi, hi, hi. You retreat to the car. You kick open the door with a book. I've read so many books again. I bring a book and I sit there and read a book for a couple hours and it feels so good.
Yeah. So regular repetition in small doses
That's it.
instead of
And your
needing to
kids'
check out.
activity will provide that. You're going to be dropping them off for game, practice, 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 whatever it is. Uh, and then you just don't hang out and chat with parents. Parents love to sit and chat. I love the parents. I love my ballet parents. We are family. But I drop off, do the rounds, leave, silent retreat, come back, hour early, watch, do the rounds again, and do the chat.
My other thought with Rasta was maybe he's faking it. Like,
Yeah,
because I
part of his
like the,
brand.
well, no, yeah, that for sure. But then also, I like the idea of everybody in my life thinking that I have one day where I'm not going to talk to you. And so
Yeah.
they leave me alone.
Yep.
Like, my greatest day is nobody bothers me
Yeah.
because, and it's funny, it's just a reflection of just getting too busy and having too many, you know, things going on at all times. But I have a couple of different group text message threads that I'm on and I want to be on. I don't want to silence them because there is value there. But when I'm going through the busiest part of my day and
And
they
there's just
start
pop,
go
pop, pop,
they
pop,
start
pop.
going off, I'm angry at every one of them. Even though they don't know I'm busy, they have no idea. But I'm like, I see it pop through and I'm like, you mother effer, don't you know that I'm busy? I can't be distracted by that popping up right now. Leave me alone. And so if I could just mandate, there's one day a week where you guys don't ever bother me and it can wait till tomorrow. Almost inevitably, everything in my life can wait till tomorrow. Leave me alone. That's all I need.
When this podcast gets big and famous enough, we can straight Rasta out. Until then, I'm telling you, your best bet is sitting in your car when your kid is playing activity.
Well, sounds like you're pro silent retreat then
Yeah, it's good. Oh man,
for
if they
four
get good
hours.
at their activity, yeah, that's the thing. Like she's good at ballet. That means my silent treats get longer and longer.
So she's like Rasta. She's got the talent. She can go on her own weekly silent retreat.
She doesn't get no stinking silent retreat. She's getting barked at by ballet instructors. I get
Well,
the silent
eventually.
retreat on her back,
Yeah.
on the hard labor.
All right. Well, it's funny that the modern world doesn't even know what a silent retreat. Like, there's nobody listening to this right now who's like, I've been on a silent retreat. It is
Yeah.
such a far-fetched concept in modern society.
But call
But
in if you have. Would love to
yeah,
hear about your silent retreat.
I mean,
And then
that'd be
we'll
interesting. If
we'll
this
call you
becomes a
alive.
theme like aqua dumping, and
Yeah.
there's people who actually do this and benefit from it, I want to know. I feel like Tom Curran's been on a silent
Hey, for
retreat.
sure. Tom Curran, I feel, lives kind of a vague silent retreat.
Agreed.